Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you guys my Nubatama deck profile for May 2014. This is a new deck. Actually, it's not new. It had support in set 1, but was finally able to be a complete deck with the release of set 13, Catastrophic Outbreak. So I thought I'd bring you guys a deck profile. There are not too many cards in the deck that you can use to change around and make it your own style, but I'll show you my version. I run one Stealth Beast Kuroko. It's the starter, a really good starter. Nubatamas revolve around binding cards out of play, and with Kuroko, when the attack hits that she boosted the Vanguard, you could Soul Blast one, choose up to 2 cards in the bind zone, put them in the drop zone. So it's pretty much an easy kill with only Soul Blasting one and having the attack hit. She's a really good card. For triggers, I run 4 heal, 4 draw, 4 stand, and 4 crit. Can't change it up because Nubatamas only have these triggers. I really hope in future sets they get more support because I think it'd give us a lot more different playstyles of Nubatama. For grade 1s, for the Perfect Guard, Mijin Gakur. 3 Tempest Stealth Rogue Fuki. They just changed the errata on this card, so now it's back to being 3 or more cards in your opponent's hand instead of 3 or less. So it's a much more usable card. Counterblast 1, put it in the soul, choose a card from your opponent's hand and bind it if they have 3 or more cards. Very usable. Really limits down your opponent's hand to what they can do. Maybe you can hit a Perfect Guard if they need to be, or something better like that. Also run 3 Stealth Dragon Dreadmaster. This card was released in set 1. It's a very good card. You counterblast 1 when the attack hits during the battle that this unit boosted a Nubatama. If the number of cards in your hand is less than your opponent's, you may pay the cost. If you do, your opponent discards a card from his or her hand. Pretty much this is a good card because back in set 1 they didn't focus too much on Vanguard hit attacks. This card can hit anything, so you can even aim for rear guards if need be, knowing your opponent won't guard them. So in the turn they lose a rear guard and a card in their hand. And I also run 3 of the 8K, pretty standard, Sakura Fubuki. For grade 2s, I run 4 Tamahagane. This card really sets up early game plays with Kuroko. When it's placed on Vanguard or Rear Guard, if you have a Nubatama Vanguard, choose one of your opponent's Rear Guards and bind it face up. So with this guy as Vanguard and Kuroko behind it, you can really hit first turn, second turn if you're, pressure to kill whatever card you bind with Tamahagane. If you get one more on the Rear Guard with it, that's 2 cards you could be getting rid of. It's a very, very good card. I also run 4 Stealth Dragon Kokujo. When this card, during your turn on Rear Guard, when your opponent's card is placed on his or her bind zone, if you have a Nubatama Vanguard, this unit gets plus 2,000 until the end of the turn. With Kabuki Kongo, this card can reach 19,000 all on its own. Just great for Rear Guard plays. Plus 10 of the 10, not 10, 3 of the 10k vanilla. Oboro Zakura, just pretty standard. And for grade 3s, I run 4 Kujikiri Kongo. This is the Break Ride. With this effect, when you Break Ride on top of it, your opponent chooses a card from their hand and discards it, and they choose 1 card and put it in the bind zone. Basically, people complain because Break Rides are a minus because you're going on top of a grade 3. You're not really gaining anything except the power boost. But with Kujikiri Kongo, your opponent's discarding a card as well, so you're pretty much evening it up both ways. And also giving that bind zone pressure once again. They're losing 2 cards for the turn, which they probably could use to guard with. Plus I run 4 Kabuki Kongo. This card, you counterblast 1 when it attacks. You bind all your opponent's rear guards. If you bind more than 3, it gets plus 10,000. So it could be hitting for 21 by itself. If you have the Break Ride, 31,000 by itself. And it's got the counterblast 1. This unit gets plus 2,000 till the end of the turn. Pretty much it's good because his cost to get that much power is not that big. It's just 1 counterblast when it's attacking. So, like a lot of cards, including from Bermuda's Labrador, we have to get field set up. This card doesn't require, taking too much risk to run into a Perfect Guard. You're sure you're going to send all the cards back in your opponent's field back to their hand, but in my opinion, it's worth it just to go for that last game push. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and Kira Quali out.